Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've done a reading today regarding the Divine Masculine, and he has someone around him who is not being truthful to him, and this is causing him all sorts of anxiety, all sorts of problems, and there's lots of arguments. What I want to do is have a quick look at this person. I am feeling it's more of a karmic energy than anything else. So what I want to have a look at is, what is the karmic doing at the moment? What is her or his aim? What is she trying to achieve? I will just use the term she because I don't want to keep saying she and he, but you know, it's not gender specific. But yeah, so if you have a divine masculine in a karmic relationship at the moment, let's just have a look at what the karmic's aims are in terms of that relationship. So just going to put a few of these down first to get a feel of what the energies are around the circumstances. Spirit, what are the goals and the aims of the karmic, please? Okay, so we have the sacred temple. I'll go through these again in a moment. I just want to get a few out so we get a feel. Okay, decrease, that makes sense. And we have planning and action. Let's do these three first, and then we might lay some more because I'm feeling a good vibe from these cards. Okay, so the karmic wanted her dreams to come true. She thought that she had found a relationship which fulfilled her every need, you know, made her feel totally internally fulfilled. Sorry, that was a very loud motorbike. You may not have heard it on the video, but I had to pause. Anyway, she felt that this relationship was all-consuming. She felt it was everything she wanted. It was going to meet all her needs, whatever her needs were, we're not sure of at the moment. But, you know, for her, she felt that this relationship was the epitome of relationships. And recently she has felt, or for quite a while for some of them, that this has been decreasing. She felt that, you know, almost like this relationship is slipping away from her. See this water flowing through this person's hand? It almost feels like she's losing a grip on this relationship. And, you know, for some of the karmics, and do bear in mind this is a very general reading, so it won't apply to every karmic and every relationship, but the ones that we've been following in my readings over the last few months have felt the divine masculine slipping away from them. And so it's no surprise that we see this card today. You know, this karmic felt that all her dreams had come true. And now we see her acknowledging that the relationship is slipping away from her. This has caused her to go into planning mode. Okay, so she's thinking, I need to take some action here. I need to do something. Now, as I said earlier, the video I did today regarding the divine masculine, and I'm separating them off at the moment because I don't want their energies to be in the same reading at the moment, but I will mention the divine masculine. Earlier in the divine masculine reading, there was someone around him that was being very untruthful and very manipulative. And it's going to be interesting as we go through this reading to see whether this is the karmic that is putting him through that, because, you know, here we see the karmic doing a lot of planning and taking some action. So we'll see what that action is at the moment. Are there any more cards that you want to show us, please? Anything else about what's happening in the circumstances? Oop. Yeah, we have family, friends and guides. So she may well be talking to family, friends and asking for spiritual assistance. I do get the feeling that she's likely to have been pulling down the divine masculine to her close family and friends because things aren't going the way that she wants them to go. I do feel that there may be a bit of blame culture going on from the karmic at the moment. Again, please, Spirit, I didn't get it. Whoop, thank you. Okay, so it may well be that she's already seeking some sort of professional assistance. Now, it may be that this is what the untruths are about, if it's the karmic that's being untruthful to the divine masculine. because it may be that she is seeking out legal advice. There's got a legal feel to this card, and it may be that she's seeking out legal advice but not being honest with the divine masculine about either going for that advice or about what is being said to her. So she may be spinning the truth somewhat, which may be causing conflict for them in the relationship they're in at the moment. Oh gosh, just as I said the word conflict, look at the card that came out. Unbelievable. Amazing. Thank you for that confirmation, Spirit. Yes. So in the Divine Masculine reading, please check it out because this will all make sense then. In the Divine Masculine reading, we did see a lot of hostilities. So here we are with conflict. Okay. I'm just going to have a drink of water because they're playing with my throat chakra. Very often when my throat gets blocked, it's because Spirit are trying to get me to say something particular, but other times it's about me picking up the energy of the person I'm reading for. So it almost feels like, you know, if things aren't being told properly as they should be, my throat is clearing now because I need to give you this message. If things, here we have professional assistance. As I said earlier, it may be that the karmic isn't being honest with the divine masculine about either seeking out that assistance or what is being said during those meetings. And, you know, that is what's causing the conflict because truth isn't being spoken, and that's why they were blocking my throat. So let's see. I will continue and use, I'm using Everyday Witch again today because it's Halloween. I'm so easily pleased. Okay. All right, Spirit, thank you. Gosh, they're throwing out cards left, right and centre. Let's just be focused on what we need to know, please, Spirit. So what can you tell us about, in fact, yes, we do that, okay. I was going to do something else, but they've said no. So tell us more, please, about the sacred temple. Yes, now, interestingly, we saw this in the other reading too. The karmic thought that her dreams had come true. She wants everything in this situation to work in her favour. So that is her plan, that is her aim, and that's what she always wanted. She wanted it to bring her good fortune, you know, both materially, both in whatever attention it brought her, both in the divine masculine's attention, you know, anything that was good for her, she wanted to get out of this relationship, basically. And that is still in evidence here with the Wheel of Fortune. How does she feel about, okay, Spirit are one step ahead of me today. Yeah, she feels that because this energy is decreasing, because this whole dreamlike state she was in is decreasing, and she feels the divine masculine slipping away, she feels that he's walking away from something really good. And there's a part of her that is also in the same energy, because she is feeling that she had all she wanted, but now she's in a position where she's gonna have to try and find something even better, you know. And I don't think she really wants to do that, but at the same time, there's a part of her, although this karmic has always been a bit of a dreamer and a bit childlike, there's a part of her that acknowledges that, you know, she's got her foot in realism in one sense, because she acknowledges that even though everything was very good, she knows she's got to walk away. She at least has that acceptance. Well, maybe not acceptance, because I think she's still in Wheel of Fortune energy, but that acknowledgement at least. So what is she planning? What's this plan all about? What's this plan all about? Yeah, look, she wants to take control. You know, she wants to take control of this situation and have it her way, basically. You know, she may be being quite brutal about that, you know. There may be people around her that aren't agreeing with her, and she doesn't like that either. So she's trying to control this situation in order to turn it in her favour. And who are the family and friends and people that she's consulting, please? What's this about? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? Why is the karmic seeking that support, that help, that input? It's too many, Spirit. Is there a card for this, please? Thank you. Oh, we've got two. Let's see what these are. Okay, so we have Queen of Swords. So she's being very logical. She's very much in her headspace. She's very much thinking things through. And we have the Five of Wands. Again, this is her, as we see, with her family and friends. This is sort of this energy of people around talking. So it may be that she's talking to people close to her because she knows that in wider circles, people are noticing that things aren't right between her and the Divine Masculine. And she notices them gossiping around her, you know. So not only, this is like a double-edged sword, which is interesting since we've got the Queen of Swords here, but it's almost like she wants to speak her truth in this situation. Her truth, you know, will be different to the Divine Masculine's truth, and that is why we're seeing the untruths that were in the Divine Masculine reading. Because it feels like there's lots of things being talked about, gossiped about, you know, and she's trying to put the record straight by talking to people close to her about what is actually happening. But I still get the feeling that even though she's saying it's her truth, I don't feel it's totally truthful. Gosh, that sounded like a bit of a complex web, didn't it? But you know how you know, there are times when everybody, well, all of us, we talk our truth, but it's our truth in that moment. Well, that's how it kind of feels there. But I do feel they've just said spinning a web, which is interesting because I just used the word web. And I feel that she is not being truthful about the role the Divine Masculine is playing here. So there's a bit of her that although she's thinking this through, but she's very much in victim mode when she speaks to these people. It's interesting because the Queen of Swords is quite sort of, you know, cutting, quite sort of, as I say, logical, works things out really well. But I do feel an emotion while I'm talking about these particular cards. There's almost like a panicky feeling that, you know, the karmic is almost this whole decrease energy. She's losing the grip of her dream. So there's almost like this panicky, upset feeling. But she's able to override that by being very calculating and logical here. So what's the professional assistance, please? What's the professional assistance? So we have her moving at speed. We have things moving forward quickly here. You know, she's rushed into a situation, and I want to get another card with that because that's giving me a very strange feeling. Because although she's rushing to protect her interests, I get the feeling with this that she is actually questioning whether she rushed into this relationship. That's the energy that's the strongest. Let's get some more information. Can we have some more information? Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. Yeah, look, she's procrastinating quite a lot, so which is odd because that's it. That's quite an opposite card to the Knight of Swords. We have her in a sort of Two of Wands energy. So she's really thinking through her future. She's really contemplating what comes next. And I think in part of that, although that's very much a looking forward card, I think there's a part of her that is thinking, you know what? I may have rushed into this and now I've got this situation that I need to logically sort out and I need to go and get help to sort this out. It's got that sort of feeling about it. So she's definitely looking at moving forward. For some of them, they will have rushed in to get advice without talking to the Divine Masculine, and that will have caused some of the conflict. because she wants to make sure that she comes out of this situation with whatever she can achieve. I said retrieve from this situation. You know, look, she wants her wheel of fortune to work in her favour. So for some of them, they'd have rushed in to this situation. It can go both ways here because this is a very general reading. But I do get the feeling she's thinking she rushed into this situation in the first place. Now she's trying to get out of it what she can. That she is trying to move forward, but she's taking her time trying to figure it all out. What about the conflict, please? What's causing the conflict? What's causing the conflict? Sorry, I missed it, Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, she basically, gosh, again, please, if you haven't seen the Divine Masculine reading from today, please look at it, because they really go together, these two readings. So, and again, we see this feeling of being trapped, you know. I think, you know, she's hanging on to this relationship because she doesn't want to accept that her dream didn't come true. She's also wanting things to come out in her favour, as we've just said. So by hanging on, it's making her feel very trapped, as well as the Divine Masculine feeling very trapped. And that is what's causing the conflict, because it's almost like they're keeping each other trapped in a situation that neither of them are happy with. But, you know, this karmic won't let it go, even though she knows she has to, and walk away. But she doesn't want to let it go until she's squeezed everything that's good for her out of this relationship, because she sees the Divine Masculine at the moment as walking away from her dream, which, you know, is upsetting, as we know, Divine Femmes. We know that feeling, hey? Not that I'm bitter. Okay. So, yeah, this is all about, look, they've got this conflict. She's feeling very trapped, and she's trying to, you know, pick the best way forward for her, the best opportunity for her moving forward. Right, let me just get... they're guiding me to these cards. Hang on. I want to pick these, Spirit, please. Can we go with these for a moment? I want to just get a couple of cards to see what the main aims are. What are the main aims that she's worried about? What are the main things that she wants leaving this relationship? What are the main things that she wants from it? That the karmic wants from it, please, Spirit. What are the main things she wants? What's her focus? Okay, so she's generally worried. We have the card of concern. She's generally worried about how she's going to be moving forward. She may be worried about how she's going to cope emotionally, financially, in her living space. Maybe there's children involved. Who knows? We'll see in a moment. But she is generally quite worried, and genuinely quite worried, I have to say. She may present as someone who's hard, and she may be incredibly manipulative, but yeah, she's worried, look, because she's going to have to work really hard. So it may well be that with the Divine Masculine leaving this situation, she's worried about how she's going to be able to keep her head above water, you know, moving forward. Can we have a third one, please? Are there any other concerns she has? We have a card of journey. Maybe she's thinking of moving away, you know? Maybe the karmic is part of her thinking in order to escape from the perhaps emotional pain or from losing, they've just said losing face. So maybe she built up this dream to be something magnificent in front of other people, and now, because it's crumbling around her, she feels the need to move away from that situation. So, you know, maybe that's one of her considerations moving forward. Spirit, can I just have a card for the Karmic? What would your advice to the Karmic be, Spirit? What would your advice to the Karmic be in her situation? What would your advice to the Karmic be? Oops, thank you. We have 2. Oh gosh, look, we have unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. So basically, Spirit are telling the Karmic that yes, you know, you are going to have to move forward. You are going to have to move on. But, you know, in terms of feeling worried or concerned, you are exactly where you need to be. You need to go through this for whatever karmic lessons you need to put to bed, basically. But look, crossing bridges. So yes, she's going to feel uncertain and she's going to feel scared, but then she's going to be crossing bridges. It says it's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. So, you know, as a divine femme, I've been going through a huge period of healing, and we all have to cross those bridges. I know a lot of divine femmes have been through that in this past year. The divine masculine is also going through it at this moment in time because of the karmic situation that he's in here. But, you know, the time is here for healing. So it's now the karmic's turn to accept where she is and to actually cross that bridge and start to heal herself and to take from this karmic relationship she's been in, to take the lessons that she needed to learn. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that as a sort of a bonus read today. As I say, do please watch the other one because you'll see how they match up and how this is all affecting the divine masculine. I'll link it in at the end of the reading. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the reading, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I am trying to rebuild the channel. And yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Where did that come from, Spirit? Fingers crossed. But yeah, well, okay. I don't know why I said that. How bizarre. How bizarre. Oh well, if you have any thoughts on that, do put it in the comments. And I will speak to you all really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.